Well, hello everybody, Dependent Fanatic here, huge Michigan fan, and I had a video, I had an instant reaction that I made last night after Michigan lost to Duke, and I thought better of posting it because it just wouldn't have been good for me, you, or anybody. I was in the heat of the moment, and I had to calm down. I had to calm myself down because I haven't seen such a sloppy Michigan performance all season long. And I had to realize that you have to credit John Shire and Duke for forcing Michigan into that type of a game, and credit the officials for letting Duke play that way. Michigan shot poorly from everywhere. They missed free throws. They turned it over. They got out-rebounded on offense and defense. And they were still within 5 points in the end of this game. So that is something to behold, and it is a game to learn from, as Dusty May himself stated in the post-game press conference. It was a terrible weekend for Michigan athletics and therefore Dependent Fanatic. Michigan hockey split on the road versus Wisconsin. That sucked. This game, where Michigan men's basketball lost, sucked. And then, number 6, Michigan women's basketball lost to Iowa on their senior night on the road. That sucked too. It was not a good weekend for Michigan fanatics, but I thought I would give it a chance. I would try to go through this game objectively and let you know how it went. Number 1 in the AP was Michigan. Number 3 in the AP was Duke. They should have been 2. Houston had no part being number 2, and even in my resume ranking, the new one is out, by the way. You can go watch that right after this is posted. Right after you watch this, the resume ranking will be posted. Houston had no business being number 2. They lost 2 tough games this past week after getting that ranking. Michigan was favored in this game. It was number 1 versus number 3. It was in Capital One Arena. Mostly Duke fans there in Washington, D.C. Much closer drive for them than it is for Michigan fans. Michigan was favored by 2.5 points. Mara. This whole game started with Mara being a great player. He batted one in off the alley-oop from Cadeau to start this game. Remember? He was already being a factor. Johnson hit a floater for Michigan. Evans then got a jam. Saar made a 3 over Mara, a rainbow shot that went in. Yaxel hit a jumper. Lindenborg hit a layup. Foster hit 2 free throws. Evans hit a 3 for Duke. Yaxel then had a layup and one. He missed an and one. Earlier free throws, as I said, were that sucked. Brown hit a dunk for Duke. It was 11-12 Duke at the under 16 TV timeout. Then Duke basically said, "Hey, Boozer, run into Mara. Let's get him out of this game. Just run into him. You'll get the call. You're the AP Player of the Year. You'll get the call instead of an offensive foul." That's the only part of the officiating that I didn't like. Other than, in the second half, Michigan got all the calls, but there should have been a hell of a lot more. In my opinion, Duke was just attacking, ferocious, physical game here. Yaxel hit a 3, though, out of that first TV timeout in the first half. Then Kason hit a 3. Boozer hit a layup for Duke. Yaxel hit a layup. Duke won a challenge of possession, and yeah, congratulations, it was the right move. They got it. Didn't amount to anything. But then Mara made his second foul on a bullshit call, in my opinion, and Boozer made 2 free throws. Then Foster hit a 3. Johnson took Boozer for 2. I thought Morris Johnson had a hell of a game himself. But then Foster hit another open 3, and it was 22-21 Duke at the under 12 TV timeout in the first half. Kason missed 2 free throws. You can't do that. You can't do that in a Final Four type atmosphere. Michigan did not challenge possession right after that, and they would have won the challenge if they would have challenged. And Hamenia made a layup for Duke. Yaxel hit a 3. Yaxel held this team together in the first half. He had that amazing 3. McKinney hit a jumper as well for Michigan. Evans then just shoved Cadeau, and it was flagrant. It was a flagrant shove in my opinion, but whatever, no call. No, what do they call it? Advancement of the call. It's just a plain foul. Okay. Boozer hit a layup, and then Mara got his third foul with 7 minutes and 8 seconds left in this first half. It was a 26-26 tie at the under 8 TV timeout, and Mara would only play 6 minutes in this first half, which allowed Duke to attack the rim, get the rebounds. Mara wasn't in there for long stretches. Okay, and that's what every team's game plan should be. Get Mara out of here, foul him out, so that we could possibly win. Well, Duke ended up doing that, almost. It was pretty much just as effective. He couldn't be in there with 3 fouls for the rest of the half. And he didn't start the second half either with those 3 fouls. Boozer hit 1 of 2 free throws. Michigan could not get inside on Duke without Mara. Kamenia missed 1 and 1, which gave Michigan a shot, and Johnson slammed one home. Cadeau was in a significant pain after he went down. And you thought, maybe our star point guard is going to be out, but maybe Kason and Trey McKinney can step up. Maybe they're better. That's what I was thinking in the moment. Abanga got a layup. Kason did get a layup for Michigan. Duke missed another 1 and 1, giving Michigan more chances. But then Kason missed, I think, his second layup. Come on, man. Yaxel went coast to coast and was fouled with 3:11 left in the half. It was 32-29 Michigan at this moment. Yaxel, though, out of the TV timeout, made only 1 of 2 free throws. Hamenia made a layup. Cadeau was all of a sudden back in the game after Kason turned it over yet again. Yep, we got to get Cadeau back in there. Boozer hit a layup, and then with 0.8 seconds left, there was the second bullshit call that I think in this game. Gave Duke 2 shots to take the lead at halftime, and Hamenia made both of them. It was 35-33 Duke at halftime. Mara played only 6 minutes in that first half, as I said. Michigan and Duke were in foul trouble because of the physical nature of this game. But Michigan didn't want this game to turn into a free throw shooting contest. And you could tell, these are my thoughts at halftime, you could tell that Duke wanted exactly that. They wanted Michigan to shoot free throws. And if it's not called, even better. Even better. That gets the Bigs out of the game. if Michigan made 3 free throws, they would have had a shot. But it was now in the officials' hands, and Michigan did not pull away in the second half like they always do. So it came down to limited possessions. So in the second half, Mbanga only made 1 or 2 free throws for Duke. Sarr, though, they got the ball back. Sarr made a layup. Yaxel got his 18th and 19 points at the free throw line, so he made free throws. Evans got another great 3 for Duke. Michigan was getting no offensive rebounds. But then Morris Johnson hit a 3. Yes, all right. Why, you leave him wide open, he can drain them. He makes free throws too. Then there were 6 fouls already between both of the teams at the under 16 TV timeout. And I'm like, oh, man. All right. You got to keep calling them on Duke if this is going to be the case. But they didn't. You know, they gave Michigan a lot of chances, but not enough with the way Duke was playing. 41-38. And, you know, I'm not blaming the refs. I am saying that Duke took it to Michigan and put the onus on the officials to call some of these fouls. They wanted to win. It was 41-38 at the under 16 TV timeout. It was a close game throughout. Michigan battled without scoring a damn thing, it seemed like. Mara hit a hook shot. Then Mara blocked a shot, and Boozer got his 3rd foul early in the second half, which I thought was, you know, all right, they got Mara out. Let's attack Boozer. Let's get him out of there. Nope. Foster hit a layup. Mbaga hit a layup. Gale had an offensive putback, one of the rare offensive rebounds that Michigan had. Boozer hooked on Gale on a layup and got the foul called on Gale instead of him. I thought that was definitely a hook layup. He put the free throw in. Then at 12-11, Trey McKinney took out Jay Billis, which I loved, when he dived into the scorer's table. Trying to save the possession, he took out Jay Billis. Shut up. Fuck you, Trey McKinney said. But it was 47-42. Duke, they were up 5. Johnson had a lay-in. Mbanga had an alley-oop. Michigan then missed their 16th 3. I believe Cadeau was like 0 for 5, 0 for 6 or something. Jacking long ones. You know, normally he makes 1 long one per game. He was trying a lot of them, and that's not Michigan. We couldn't get it inside. Hamenia hit a jumper. Cadeau hit 2 free throws. Mbanga hit a layup. Boozer got his 4th foul at this moment, and Johnson made 2 free throws on the 1-and-1 for Michigan, which was huge. Duke took a timeout with 7:47 left in the game, and they had the 5-point lead, 53-48. A shot clock violation on Duke was called. Cadeau missed his 5th or 6th 3, as I said, 0 for 5. Evans hit a jumper for Duke. Cadeau made only 1 or 2 free throws. Foster pushed Cadeau. Another bad call. All right. He pushed Cadeau. And Foster got the foul and made 2 free throws. Don't know how, don't know why. Hopefully the next time these two play, it'll be different officials. More freedom of movement is what we want. But Mara had an offensive putback once he was able to be back in the game. Then Mara made 2 free throws. Yaxel hit a 3 after a couple of offensive rebounds for Michigan. Once Mara was back in. Michigan was within 1 with 3:24 left after being down 6 or 7 points. It was 57-56 Duke. But Evans hit an alley-oop jam for Duke. And then Mara got another foul, and Boozer made 2 free throws after just going into him. Mara had a layup, no call on his take though. Interesting how that worked. I don't like bagging on the refs. This is why I didn't post a video last night. This is better than what last night's was so far. Duke's great team. They did what they needed to do. Okay. They got an easy 2 off a Mara block after a goaltend on Mara was reviewed. It wasn't a goaltend. He hit it at the point, and even Jay Bellis said, no, it was on its way up still. Cadeau hit 2 free throws for Michigan. Michigan didn't foul with under a minute to go with down 3 points. And I thought that was kind of a mistake. Duke got the offensive rebound, and then Michigan fouled with 14.6 seconds left in this game. Evans had a 1-and-1 to go up 2 possessions, and he made it. And he made the second one. Duke, being the devils they are, slammed a ball home with a dunk at the buzzer. It was a dirty play by Duke all the way through this game, but they didn't care. They wanted to win. It didn't count for some reason. I guess it was still in his hand when time expired, but what an emphasis on this game for Duke. So Michigan lost by 5 for their second loss of the year. And I promise you that it will be different the next time these two play. Boozer and Duke are good. So we have to give them credit. But the Wolverines going forward will learn and get better from this. I can't wait until the next matchup because it is going to happen. These are 2 of the 3 best teams in the nation. According to the resume ranking, go check that out right after this. Go Blue. Beat Minnesota and beat Illinois on the road, and you lock up the Big Ten championship in the regular season. And then you get to win the Big Ten tournament championship. And then you're still 2 losses. You're woken up heading into March Madness. So, congratulations, Duke. Same thing for them. They have 2 losses. They can just win the ACC regular season, win their tournament. Maybe we'll meet again. I think we will. I haven't seen, like I said, sloppy, terrible play from Michigan all season long. At least it took Wisconsin 15 threes to beat Michigan. Duke just... And the officials were like, go Blue. Congrats, Duke, but go Blue.